Alright, next. Question number 5. Okay. So question number 5 is also your Form 4, Chapter 8. Okay. Form 4, Chapter 8 basically requires you to hafal a bit. Not hafal a bit. To be honest, you have to hafal a lot. Alright, there are things that you have to hafal. So Raja 3, Raja 5.1 menunjukkan satu pingat yang diperbuat daripada gangsa. Berdasarkan Raja 5.1, apakah maksud alloy? So alloy adalah campuran dua atau lebih unsur, di mana unsur utama ialah logam. Alright? Okay, so for all definition type of questions, it is a must for you to refer to your textbook, not your extra nota book or anything, but your textbook, right? Must. Let's say maksud means must. Alright? Next, nyatakan logam utama dalam gangsa. So gangsa consists of basically two type of unsur, which is your copper as well as stannum. Copper for about 90%, stannum for about 10%. So obviously copper is your unsur utama. Okay, next. Bandingkan kekerasan antara logam utama yang dinyatakan di 5A here, copper, dan gangsa. Okay, kekerasan. Alright. So now, if we look at the arrangement of copper, it would look somewhat like this. But then, with gangsa, as I said, gangsa consists of two different elements, copper and stannum. So it will look somewhat like this. The size varies, right? The size will be, hold on, let me just change the color. Okay. The size will be different, right? It's not in a proper arrangement. Okay. Right. So when you apply force on just copper, right? Let's say you push this first layer, it will easily slide on this. Why? Because it is evenly arranged. It has the same size, so it will be easy to push and end up it will be like this. Alright? But this gangster, on the other hand, when you apply force, it will be difficult for it to slide. Why? Because it is not in a proper arrangement. It's very much chaotic, and the size is also different between copper and stannum. So in this case, if you apply force on this, it will be very much difficult for it to slide, unlike your copper. So this is what you have to write in the form of a sentence. Okay. Now, yes, obviously gangsa lebih keras berbanding kuplam. Remember, they asked you to bandingkan here. You must have the word berbanding. Alright? A berbanding B. Daripada. And if let's say you are comparing to, you must have the word lebih tinggi. Right? Lebih banyak. You must have lebih, more than that, more than this. Or kurang tinggi, kurang rendah. Kurang same, right? Sorry. Kurang keras. So this will basically show, is it more than that? A is more than B, or B is more than A. Alright. So in this case, gangsa lebih. Very good. Gangsa lebih keras berbanding kuplam. So atom kuplam dan atom stannum berlainan saiz. Jadi susunan atau atom logam tulen terganggu. So, okay. Next. Lapisan atom dalam gangsa sukar menggelongso apabila daya dikenakan. Okay. The one that I'm underlining is basically your keyword. Right? Okay. Easy to mark there. Next. Okay. Darjah 3.2 menunjukkan satu lampu hiasan yang digantung pada siling. Nyatakan jenis kaca yang sesuai digunakan untuk menghasilkan lampu hiasan ini. Okay, kaca, there are a few types of kaca that has been explained in your textbook, where we have kaca silika telaku. So this kaca silika telaku is usually used for telescope, stuffs like that. Next, kaca soda kapur is usually made for, like glass bottles, glass Tupperwares and all. Okay. Next is kaca borosilicate. Kaca borosilicate is widely used for your ladas or malah your laboratory equipments. Next is kaca plumbum. So kaca plumbum is the one usually used for chandelier, lights and all. So in this case, you can see lampu hiasan siling kaca plumbum it is. Alright. Next, nyatakan dua sifat jenis kaca yang dinyatakan di D5B. So yes, it does have index biasan yang tinggi and ketumpatan tinggi. So all this, where did I get it from? From your textbook. Can you just simply guess this dua sifat? No, you can't. Alright? That's why I'm saying this chapter 8 form 4 requires you to memorize several things. Okay. Again, dua, make sure you write only 2. Easy 2 marks there. And yeah, we are done with it. Okay. Okay, moving on to question 6. So question 6 is basically from your form 5, chapter 2, as well as form 4, chapter 3. Right. So, darjah 4 menunjukkan sejenis bahan penambah perisa makanan yang mempunyai bau seperti bau aprikot yang dihasilkan daripada dua bahan iaitu propanol tulen dan asid butanoik glacial. Air turut dihasilkan dalam tindak balas ini. So based on this whole statement here, you should know that this tindak balas adalah untuk menghasilkan ester, where alcohol akan bertindak balas dengan asid karboksilik untuk menghasilkan ester dan air. Dan ester, one of the sifat fizik of ester is basically dia mempunyai bau yang harum lah, bau yang harum, bau yang sedap. It has really nice fragrance. Okay, really nice smell. Okay, moving on to question 8. Tuliskan persamaan kimia bagi tindak balas antara dua bahan tersebut. So as I said here, okay, propanol akan bertindak balas dengan asid butanoik glacial untuk menghasilkan ester, which is propyl butanoate, dan akan menghasilkan air. So in order to menghasilkan air here, your alcohol will give away its ion hydroxide, whereas your acid carboxylic, which is your acid butanoic, it will give away ion hydrogen. Okay, these two will form H2O. Alright? As simple as that. And make sure your chemical equation is balanced. Okay? So 2 marks there. Okay? Question B. Nyatakan maklumat kualitatif dan maklumat kuantitatif yang boleh diperoleh daripada persamaan kimia tersebut. Maklumat kualitatif is basically your bahan tindak balas as well as your hasil tindak balas. Whereas quantitative involves number, correct? So, to explain maklumat quantitative, you basically have to talk about the persamaan kimia but involving the bilangan mol. For instance here, based on this persamaan kimia, 1 mol propanol bertindak balas dengan 1 mol asid butanoik untuk menghasilkan 1 mol propil butanoat dan juga 1 mol air. Alright? Okay, here. So, kualitatif bahan tindak balas propanol, asid butanoik, hasil tindak balas propil butanoat dan air. For your quantitative, on the other hand, 1 mol propanol bertindak balas dengan 1 mol asid butanoik dan menghasilkan 1 mol propil butanoat dan juga 1 mol air. Okay, now, do you know how to name an ester? Okay, to name an ester, first thing, your alcohol. Remember how alcohol ends with OL, correct? Example, methanol, butanol, propanol. So this OL you replace with IL, right? So you can see here, propanol became propyl here. Okay. Next is your acid carboxylic. So acid carboxylic ends with IK, correct? So this IK is supposed to end it. Oopsie. Yeah, IK you're supposed to end it with AD. That means butano instead of acid acid butanoic, it's supposed to be acid butanoate. Okay, AT. So there we go. Propyl butanoate. Alright, this is how you name ester. Okay. Next, question C. Amani menggunakan 60 gram propanol tulen untuk bertindak balas dengan asid butanoik glacial bagi menghasilkan bahan penambah perisa makanan yang mempunyai bau seperti bau aprikot. Itu G-same asid butanoik glacial yang perlu digunakan. For you to know the G-same, you basically need to know bilangan mol dan juga G-same molar, correct? So G-same molar you can find. Why? Because the question already give you G-same atom relative for each element. Right? So tinggal cari bilangan mol je. So how to get bilangan mol? Here comes this key point lah, where with the G-same propanol, okay, you can get bilangan mol for acid butanoate from this chemical equation where you use ratio. Okay, now let's look at the solution. So G-same propanol we have 60 gram, correct? Okay. So you find G-same molar for propanol, okay? And then you got bilangan mol for propanol, which is G-same over G-same molar. Okay, you got 1 mol. Now you use the nisbah use ratio, where based on this chemical equation, 1 mole of propanol reacted with 1 mole of acid butanoate. So you use that. See? 1 to 1. So in that case, 1 mole, 1 mole. Okay? So now you already get bilangan mole for your acid butanoate. Find your G-same molar, which is 88 gram over mole, and you just have to times now. Bilangan mole times G-same molar, and you'll get G-same for butanoate, which is 88 grams. Alright, for this long calculation, where will I get marks? First one is here. To find your bilangan mole for propanol, you get 2 marks here in your nisbah when you find the mole for acid butanoic to nisbah. And finally, you'll get another 1 mark when you find G-same acid butanoic. So there you go, your 4 marks. Usually there will be not marks provided if you find the GC molar. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to, you can just do mind calculation. No, takut, you do it wrongly. So it's better for you to do it step by step. So that when you recheck again, it'll be easier lah. Right? Okay, done. Okay, moving on. Question number 7. Okay, Raja di bawah menunjukkan susunan ladas bagi satu eksperimen untuk mengkaji kesan dua logam yang berlainan ke atas pengalatan besi. We have campuran agar-agar panas, kalium hexacyanophyllite dan juga phenolphthalein. Alright, so kalium hexacyanophyllite is basically used to mengesan kehadiran ion ferrum 2. Okay, phenolphthalein on the other hand is used to mengesan kehadiran ion hydroxida. Okay, now in this experiment, basically there's one important concept that you need to know, which is electropositive. Okay, so what is electropositive? Electropositive is the ability, or basically the tendency, to give away its electron. So if let's say A is more electropositive than B, bermaksud A has a higher tendency to let go of its electron compared to B. Alright, so same with this concept in mind, let's look at this question lah. Okay. Right. Okay, before that, if let's say there is the kehadiran of ion ferrum 2 positif, bermaksud pengalatan berlaku. Okay, now atom ferrum turns into ion ferrum 2 positif by giving away 2 electrons, correct? So if let's say there is kehadiran ion ferrum 2 positif, that means pengalatan berlaku, which means ferrum was the one who gave up its electron, not the other logam. Understand? Okay. Next, for the results, for the pemerhatian, for the observation, if let's say there's tumpuk biru, that means there is kehadiran Fe2 positive. If let's say there is tumpuk merah jambu, pink color, merah jambu, that means there is kehadiran ion hydroxida. Right? As simple as that. Okay. Pengalatan adalah tindak balas redox. Okay, nyatakan jenis tindak balas yang berlaku pada logam besi apabila besi berkarat. Now, when ferrum turns to ion ferrum by letting go, that means it let goes 2 electron, oxidation occurs. Okay, next question. Daripada jawapan anda di 7A, di dalam tabung uji yang manakah berlakunya pengalatan? As said, you must see which one is more electropositive. Compared to magnesium and argentum, magnesium is more electropositive than besi, than logam. It means than ferrum. Okay, it means magnesium has a higher tendency to let go of electrons compared to besi. So magnesium is the one that would let go of its electron, whereas here argentum is less electropositive compared to besi. So ferrum will be the one to let go of its electrons. So pengalatan akan berlaku di tabung uji B. Alright? See? Okay. terangkan jawapan anda. Besi lebih elektropositif berbanding besi this is okay, correct. Hold on let me just okay, besi lebih elektropositif berbanding argentum. Besi akan mengalami pengoksidaan dan berkarat. Alright, okay. Okay, easy one mark there. Next, tuliskan setengah persamaan bagi pengalatan besi. So, atom ferrum will let go of 2 electrons to form ion ferrum. 2 positive. Okay, dan 1 mark there. Next, nyatakan satu pemerhatian terhadap warna campuran jika besi berkarat asid. If let's say there's kehadiran ion ferrum 2 positive, then definitely there will be tumpuk biru. So tumpuk biru terbentuk. Okay. So, nyatakan tujuan menggunakan kalium hexacyanate ferrat 3 acid earlier untuk mengesan kehadiran ion ferrum 2. Okay. Dalam tabung uji A, apakah yang akan berlaku kepada warna campuran? What will happen? Tumpuk merah jambu akan terbentuk. There will be formation of ion hydroxide. I mean not formation of ion hydroxide in the sense where pengaratan will not occur because atom ferrum remains as an atom. Only magnesium is the one that will change its from an atom, it will change into an ion. Okay, so tumpuk merah jambu terbentuk. Namakan tindak balas yang berlaku kepada magnesium. Okay, so if let's say it let goes of 2 electrons, it loses electron, that means it undergoes oxidation. Okay, done with question D. Pelajar 5.2 menunjukkan tiang bola keranjang yang telah berkarat di sekolah. Anda ditugaskan untuk membaik pulih keadaan tiang bola keranjang yang telah berkarat. Nyatakan tindakan anda and wajarkan jawapan anda. So contoh, you can basically chart You can chart this tiang bola keranjang. Why is to menghalang the tiang from terdedah kepada air and oksigen. If let's say a metal is exposed to air and water, that's when it will start the pengaratan. Pengaratan akan berlaku. So you must find any suitable way to make sure that your tiang bola keranjang tidak terdedah kepada air dan juga oksigen. Or you can maybe cover it up with plastic. Also can. Okay, chart also can. Alright. Then for question 7. Okay, last question 8. Okay, Raja 6.1 menunjukkan formula struktur bagi 2 sebatian organik A dan B. Okay, before that, your question 8 involves form 5 chapter 2. Okay, so there's 2 sebatian A dan juga sebatian B. Okay, based on the diagram given, as you can see here, kumpulan berfungsi for sebatian A is ikatan kovalen ganda 2. Okay, which means that this sebatian A is basically alkena. Okay, and since it has 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, this is butina. Okay, right, and general formula for alkena is CnH2n. Alright, sebatian P on the other hand, as you can see, there is kumpulan hydroxyl as the kumpulan berfungsi. Okay, which means sebatian B is alcohol. Okay, with the general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH. Now, since there's 1 hold on, since there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbon. This is butanol. Alright, okay. So this much of information you can get from the diagram given. Okay, question 1. Apakah kumpulan berfungsi sebatian A dalam rajak 6.1? So, ikatan kovalen ganda 2. Next, namakan sebatian B. So, sebatian B is butanol. But then if you see here, your kumpulan hydroxyl terletak pada karbon nombor 2. Okay, and make sure, okay, you are not supposed to count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, if you count from left to right, kumpulan hydroxyl terletak pada karbon nombor 2. Correct? But then if you count from right to left, kumpulan hydroxyl terletak pada karbon nombor 3. So which is correct? 2 or 3? 2 is correct. You must take the least number, which is 2. Right? So that's why down here we have butanol, which is butan 2-ol. 1 mark there. Okay. Next. Okay. Huraikan satu ujian kimia untuk membezakan kedua-dua sebatian dalam rajah 6.1. Nyatakan pemerhatian yang terlibat. Okay, for you to bezakan sebatian A and sebatian B, which is butina dan butanol, you can use the process penghalogenan. Okay. Alright. So how does this penghalogenan berlaku? Well, example, I'm going to take etina, for instance. Okay. When this etina bertindak balas with halogen, example bromine or chlorine, in this case I'm going to take bromine. What happens is that its ikatan kovalen ganda 2 will break into ikatan kovalen tunggal in order for it to join together with the bromine. Okay, it will look somewhat like this. As you can see here, previously it had ikatan kovalen ganda 2, but now it only has ikatan kovalen tunggal. Okay, so that is penghalogenan. Okay, right, so penghalogenan occurs only for alkena. Alcohol does not undergo penghalogenan. So with this, we can basically identify whether is that alkena or not. Alright, and if let's say penghalogenan berlaku, in this case for bromine is brown in color, correct? Perang. If let's say this bromine berjaya bertindak balas dengan etina, the final product will not be brown already, right? It's no more brown in color. Okay, so yeah, right. Okay, you have to explain. You have to nyatakan pemerhatian and huraikan ujian kimia. So the first one, tambahkan 2 hingga 3 titik air bromid ke dalam 2 tabung uji yang berasingan, di mana satu tabung uji mengandungi sebatian A, manakala satu lagi tabung uji mengandungi sebatian B. Okay, fine enough. Goncangkan kedua-dua tabung uji. Okay, you have to mix it up. Next, for your pemerhatian, sebatian A menyahwarnakan warna perang air bromid, manakala sebatian B tidak menunjukkan sebarang perubahan. So there you go. That's how you differentiate between alkena and alcohol. Next, dengan tindak balas yang sesuai, sebatian A boleh ditukarkan kepada sebatian B. Nyatakan tindak balas itu. Now, sebatian A, which is your butina, okay, you can change this butina to butanol by adding water. Okay, by adding water. So this process or this tindak balas is known as penghidatan. Okay, I'll give you an example. Example, I have etina. Okay. When you add water, again what happens is that ikatan kovalen ganda 2 will basically break to ikatan kovalen tunggal, right? So this would be ethanol now, okay? Yes, there we go. Okay. And for penghidatan to occur, there are three conditions. Okay, where you need mungkin you can use acid phosphoric. Suhu must be high around 300 degrees Celsius. Tekanan, if I'm not mistaken, about 60 lah. Okay. Yes. Nyatakan mungkin dan keadaan optimal. Yes, acid phosphoric. Suhu 300 Celsius, tekanan 60 atm. 60 atmosphere pressure. Okay, that's all. That's all for question 8 and done. Right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.